Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome back to my channel. Today, this vlog is a bit special because I am not going to read epic fantasy, which is my go-to. Rather, I would like to try other genres. After Of War and Ruin by Ranker Hill, I really need something that is easy, fun to read to catch up with my reading goal. So in this reading vlog, I would like to finish The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett and also Hot Summer by Elle Everhart. Now if you can't tell already, these two are very different. The Tainted Cup is a murder mystery that is set in a fantasy world, which is a rare genre that I would like to explore. As for Hot Summer, it is from July Afterlife box, meaning that this one is a romance. I want to finish this book and see if I am allergic to romance, because all of the fantasy romance that I've read before are meh to me. If this one is good, I will keep an eye on the upcoming Afterlife books. I have actually finished 200 pages of the Tainted Cup, which means that I am already halfway through it. This book reads really fast, and I guess after Of War and Ruin, any book's gonna read fast for me. In this book, we're gonna follow Dean as our main character. He is an assistant to an investigator. At first, there was a mysterious death of an imperial official which was killed by some sort of contagion. So Dean, as an assistant who is also a sublime in this world, making him an engraver, granting him ability to remember every detail. So he was sent by his investigator to collect all the evidence in the crime scene and then report back to his investigator, Anna. But this case is not the only one. There are more people died in the same manner. So Dean and Anna travel to a neighboring canton to help with the investigation. All of these are currently pointing at the Leviathan, some creatures that would invade during the wet season and cause massive damage to the city. Obviously, I don't want to say too much about it because it is a murder mystery. If I give out too many clues and evidence, it would definitely spoil your experience when you pick this one up. I will keep on reading this, and next time when you see me, I will probably finish this one already because it reads so fast. See you later! Good news here, I have just returned my copy of The Tainted Cup to my local library, meaning that I have finished that book. I don't normally read crime murder mysteries, so I am a little bit clueless about how I should rate this book. I wouldn't give out too much details about this one because it is a murder mystery, and if I do so, it would definitely ruin your reading experience, and I don't want that to happen. I love the case, I really do. It is like a series of murders which sort of adding layer to it, making the whole story a little bit more complicated. The whole case in general has more to do with what had happened in the past, so the motive is a bit political. In terms of the tools or the weapons, that has something to do with the fantasy elements, and I think the explanation for the case makes sense to me. Here, I think that the author has utilized every details in this fantasy world and connect them together really well. Let's say the sublime, those who got special enhanced senses, the invasion of the Leviathan, the history and the corruption. Every question you may have in your mind, when you read it, you will definitely get an answer by the end of it. Coming to the suspects, I guess it right, and I think it is the most interesting question you will have when you read any crime story. And I am not surprised by this answer. I think there are enough clues along the way for the readers, us, to get involved to guess who is the suspect, which I am quite happy with. I appreciate Dean, this main character, because he is so hardworking, even though he got the dyslexia, I think is how you call it, the reading or writing disability. But I think Dean, this character, is a bit too perfect because he is always so determined, so driven, so hardworking. And this case is a bit easy for him to crack with Anna. He is an engraver, meaning that he can remember everything, and it also implies that he is quite good at everything. I just find the whole journey a bit too easy for him, and I think it is not too dangerous enough for my taste. And the other thing I am not the biggest fan of is Anna, Dean's boss. I'm not sure about you guys when you read or watch any crime story. I particularly don't like the character that is like, I know everything but I don't tell you about it. That is like the worst character in a crime story. And Anna is exactly that character. She knows what is going on all the way through and she keeps the plan to herself. And at last, here comes like a big full explanation of what is going on. I'm just like not the biggest fan of this kind of revelation, but I still had a fun time when I read this one, so I will probably give this one a high 3 or 4-star rating. And I would definitely keep an eye on the sequel because I think this kind of crime story set in a fantasy world is quite rare and I think the author has executed pretty well. Speaking of returning the books, I actually got a new one from my library. I actually have a list of books I would like to borrow from my local library. And you know what? Every single one of them is unknown. Bad luck. And I don't want to pay the fee to reserve a book. I'm such a budget reader. But luckily, I found the one I would like to read, and it is The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson, the first book of the Mistborn era 2. I forgot in which video I said that I would like to keep up with the Cosmere before jumping in the Stormlight Archive Book 5 in December. So here we are. I am thinking to swap one book from my August TBR with the September one because I am going to be away by the end of the month. The rest of the books in this month's TBR is actually quite thick and I don't want to carry it around in my bag when I'm away. This one is like a perfect travel size, so I guess I will bring this one with me when I'm holiday and see if I can finish it. The last thing I need to say in this update is of course what I'm going to read next in this vlog, and it is Hot Summer by Elle Everhart from Afterlight. I only just started it and it looks like it is gonna be another fun and easy read. It is about our main character, Cass. Her event planning company wanna expand their business, so they partner with a dating show called Hot Summers. And they sent Cass to this show for promotion, and that is all I know about it. The weather today is not nice, so I hope this book will bring me some joy. So I have read nearly half of the Hot Summers and I can proudly say that romance is my thing. So this book is about our main character, Cass, recommended by her company to join this dating reality show called Not Love Island but Hot Summers. She has to get to the final so she could promote her business, so she has to study very hard before going to Cyprus where this reality show is filmed. What you should do, how you present yourself, any strategy that can let you stay longer in the villa, anything like that. She has studied everything. This dating show is literally like the Love Island, hot guys, hot girls coming together. Some may look for a stable long-term relationship, some may be just looking for fun. We get to know more about these singletons and I believe there are roughly 10 of them. Most of them are nice. Sometimes they will play some silly games, sometimes there will be some dramas arranged by the production team. What's fun about this show, especially this season, is that there will be a live public vote, which is something that Cass didn't expect. Her purpose of joining this show is widely discussed online because some of her customers recognize her, and her rating on the show is like very terrible. Then the romance in this book is love at first sight between Ada and Cass. I did enjoy the chemistry between them because sometimes, of course, there will be touching, but there will be also moments that they will open up about their past, being honest about it. I guess part of the reason why fantasy romance never worked for me is because there are so many elements you have to construct. Let's say the politics, the magics, the characters, and of course, most importantly, the romance. There are just too many things the author has to consider in a fantasy world. But in a romance, it is so different to romanticy because we can easily project ourselves in this world because it is happening in our world. I am not sure whether Cass and Ada will be together by the end of the show or even after the show. What sort of drama is waiting for me, I have no idea. Weather today is much nicer than yesterday and it is hot summers, so let's read outside. And then comes with more dramas and I'm enjoying it. It's happening. Woohoo! It's happening. So I'm here to wrap up this reading vlog, my very first romance experience. No, it should be my very first time reading a romance book. Honestly, I think hot summers is not that bad at all, and it sort of reminds me of some reality show moments. Because I mean, it is about a reality show, this book. Most of the characters coming on this show are actually looking for friendships or, if possible, romance. So the vibe in this villa is always so supportive. Some characters may see some signs and try to ship others together. I love Remy, who is a male contestant on this show. He is giving such a golden retriever energy. Of course, there will be someone trying to stir up the pot. Mainly, it is the production team to make the show more entertaining to us. They will try to ask some really shady questions, try to bring up some dramatic moments. For Cass, this main protagonist, we will see some growth of her in this book, from someone who was hurt by her past experience in romance and to now typically use like work to make her busy, try to not think about it. But that just makes her more close to herself, don't try to open up her feeling to others because of the vulnerability. Then here we come Ada, the love at first sight. I did enjoy those I did love her, but does she feel the same moments? And then try to give out some signals for Cass or Ada to pick up. Later, Cass will just let go of these uncertainties, all these questions in her mind, just follow her gut feeling. One thing I would say though is the setting of this book is on a more convenient side because we are mainly following the reality show. And the author is like the production team behind the show trying to inject some dramatic moments to it. But I did love it. They are great. I enjoy it. It is so fun, so entertaining. So my verdict here is I do love romance and I would definitely keep an eye on the rest of the titles of Afterlife in this year. I checked on others guessing what are the titles are based on the emojis, so here may come some spoilers. If you want to receive your Afterlife box with some surprise elements, you don't want to know the titles at all, maybe you should skip it to the end or you can just leave now because I don't think I have anything else to say. Or if you want to keep watching this video, I will turn this video into black and white. So if it is black and white, it means there are spoilers in it. If you don't want any spoilers, just skip to when the video is not black and white. I have warned you now and we shall check about all the titles for the rest of the years. September sounds fun. It is called The Breakup Pact by Emma. It is two old friends haven't seen each other for so long and they have just recently come out from their relationship. Then for some reasons they pretend they are in a relationship so they both can get some advantage from it. This one sounds really fun and I may get this one. Quite likely I will skip the October one because it is a fantasy romance called The Best Hacks Ever by Nadia El-Fassi. And I'm very allergic to fantasy romance, so skip it. November one sounds like a very festive Christmassy one and it is Make the Season Bright by Ashley Herring Blake. It is about two eggs stuck in a house during Christmas. I just found myself really enjoy a fun, easy, entertaining, silly romantic story, so I may get this one as well. And then for December, I may need some advice from you guys because this one I am not too certain with. It is I Did Something Bad by, I'm really sorry about it, but I just don't know how to pronounce the author's name. It is about a journalist want to follow a Hollywood star but ends up they are both covering the murder conducted by the Hollywood star. It sounds really dramatic with some sort of crime mystery elements to the story. It sounds really fun, but I'm just not too sure how the romance gonna play out in the story. So I need your advice here. So here comes to the end of this reading vlog, and I have finished two genres that I usually don't read. One is a fantasy crime mystery and the other one is a romance, and I end up liking both, which is a great news. So if you've enjoyed this reading vlog, don't forget to give it a like. If you don't want to miss any content from me, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. I'll see you real soon. Goodbye.